What's going on, YouTube family? The man, that check, and I'm hitting you with a head crux, cancel attack, smack, baby. And I was compelled to do just a random offshoot video. I've long since ended the run of the mainline New Gaming Order podcast and whatnot. Me and the staff, we all moved on to great jobs and different fates in our lives. So it's like we don't really have the time to get together to do topics per se. But I wanted to touch on something that just some bit of gaming news that's just gonna make me come back for like a limited run. And I realized that and all that has been going on, I've been watching intently. I'm still keeping up with the gaming news and whatnot. But man, the goalpost is being moved. And I'm pretty sure, with the tribalistic gaming community that we're a part of, there's going to be a slant and biases and I'm gonna be labeled as whatever supporter, and then I'm okay with that. Which is gonna bring me to my point of I've noticed something from Microsoft and Sony we're in a post FTC versus Microsoft ABK acquisition and so on and so forth. We got the ps5 Pro and the 30th edition, and so much has happened since I last did a video, and it's been some years, but a lot of interesting things have popped up where I kind of want to, give my 2 cents. But I will say that, Microsoft has made a lot of missteps. I believe the Series S shouldn't have been a SKU. But again, me and Shinmar were having a discussion. And for those of you who don't know who Shinmar is, that's Mr. Geeking Out. Make sure you check him out on his comics, toys, and tech. He runs his channel on unboxings and things like that, and then New Comic Book Day. So make sure you check him out. But I was having a discussion with him, and it seems that there's a stigma with the Series S that that's holding back developers and whatnot. And I think it's more of a developer team not wanting or lack of effort. If some folks would say lazy, because when you have the ROG Ally running some of these games that they quote unquote say can't run well on the Series S, I call BS. I was running Black Myth Wukong on my ROG Ally. I was running other games on my Steam Deck when I had it. And I'm like, but you mean to tell me you can't get games running a certain way? Because if you're making games on the PC, with PC in mind, you always develop for the lowest common denominator to get the game running on a basic SKU, and then you can scale up, right? Or you could work the other way where you make it for the top end, make it for the worst end PC, and then, do your tweaks or whatnot. But don't tell me for 1 second, ROG Ally, I'm playing Black Myth Wukong on PC. I was kind of forced into that. I'd rather had got it for the Series X, but, that's a lost opportunity for an Xbox sale. But I'm going to get the game, and I'm already, in Chapter 3. It is what it is. But, it's strange that it's always a black cloud over Microsoft, right? Now, some wounds are self-inflicted. That Series S. You want to take away the argument. You want to take away all the BS excuses from the developers and the talking point for the social construct of fanboyism. And hey, you know what? I don't think there should have been a Series S. Should have been a Series S. A Series X. Sorry, without a disc. Sony got that part right, because now the developers, they don't want to go and do this because right now it's all about resources. Gaming games are expensive to make. Time is money. So Microsoft, if there's any feedback, next gen, don't do a Series S SKU. I think that's what hurt them in some aspects. But at the same time, like I said, if the games are running on ROG Ally and Steam Deck, there's no excuse. Make it make sense. And this goalpost moving is ridiculous. Which brings me to my next point. So Microsoft has been dropping a lot of first-party titles, and then they have publishers with the acquisition of APK and what have you. But Sony only had Spider-Man this year and Astro Bot 2. Okay, but Microsoft, under the Microsoft Studios umbrella, has been putting out a lot more than Sony, but they're still trying to say that they have no games. Sony likes to money hat. 90% of what's kept Sony afloat this year was third-party support, right? Now, this is gonna bake your noodle. Think about this, right? Sony, instead of taking the 30% of revenues gained from what publishers are putting on their platform and using those funds to broker deals to keep games off of Xbox, they could use those same funds to bring back Killzone, to bring back Twisted Metal, and so on and so forth. No, they want to prioritize keeping third-party titles off of another platform instead of home growing their stuff. You see what I'm saying here? How it all makes sense? That's why Sony can't seem to do their thing within in-house anymore. You can't live on Naughty Dog alone. You can't live on Last of Us and God of War. They'll keep you afloat, but it's more than that. You know what I mean? And those third party, now second party, however, like with the whole Cellar Blade, which was originally going to be multi-plat, that's an example. Sony goes in there, instead of putting that same money into like a Twisted Metal or a Killzone 3, whatnot, let's just buy up a third party exclusive. It's easier for them because a lot of these studios might be hurting for money or whatever. If that's the case, buy the studio. But they can't, because they'll end up in the same situation that they tried to screw Microsoft over in terms of, don't do this deal, don't do that deal. And it's like a sense of entitlement where Sony tried to stop Microsoft from trying to survive, but at the same time, the FTC should have been looking at some of the practices that Sony has been deploying. Again, that Stellar Blade had me a little tight because that original trailer, or it was like multi-plat. Then you look at Lost Soul Aside, right? All of a sudden, Sony came in there, swooped down or whatever. They're not building the stuff themselves. They're going after these other places and just, hey, I'm going to pay you off. Don't put it on the other system. You can put it on PC, though. You get what I'm saying? But the Sony ponies and the fanboys, they don't want to see that. They're like, Xbox is bad. Xbox is bad or whatever. It's like, with Microsoft in a very, how can I say, wounded state with their reputation, it doesn't help that they only started fighting late into the party. Phil Spencer said it best. The Xbox One generation was the worst one to fall behind in because now people are now entrenched. They bought their digital libraries. They're not going to move. And honestly, that's kind of why I couldn't. I put so much money into one ecosystem. I'm not willing. Like, some people prefer, like, hey, have multiple SKUs. Me and Shinwon have gone back and forth over this. And it's like, some people are okay with going to different places where others just want to go to one place, get your stuff. And if I want a number 2A from McDonald's, that's what I want. I don't want a number 7. Hey, if you want a number 7, a number 1, and a number 2, that's fine. This is what I want, And in that, when games aren't coming to places that you are set up camp, it's not like cable TV, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're losing a channel because you're on this service or that service. And then if you've been with a service for so long, it's like, now, that really blows, man. It's like, come on, and it's not that they can't produce it on your preferred platform, but it's just snaky, underhanded, grimy deals, backdoor deals that keep things off where you can consume that product. Now, I'm gonna end it on this. Some of you Sony ponies, I want to call y'all out on something. Y'all celebrate when Sony successfully locks a game off of Microsoft's console and ecosystem. You're celebrating, right? The most mature Xbox, as they are labeled, probably won't give a damn if a game came out on the Xbox and then also came out on PlayStation. I'm going to speak for myself and say, hey, you know what? If I get to play a game, you get to play a game, fine. I could care less if you don't get it. I just want to play where I want to play. And I'm not going to sit here and celebrate that, oh, yeah, PlayStation didn't get this. Who cares? That's the dumbest thing. That's like some high school, like, hey, my dad can do this and your dad can't do that. Like, you know what? The immaturity has evolved into a state where it's like common thinking. Like, come on now. Look, if everybody can play a game, the better. You know what I mean? Like, now that a Square smartened up and saw that what Sony was doing with these exclusive deals, and nobody knew that these deals were going on, and the FTC case was really like telling. But Square, somebody took that wet towel, wound it up real tight, and tagged them right on the behind. And I think they learned their lesson. You know what I mean? It doesn't help to just take Sony's short-term, upfront boost instead of looking for the long-term gain. That's just my little rant. I might have to, talk to the boys and see if we can bring the band back together and flesh this topic out. But this has been the man, the myth, the juggernaut. It's been a minute, doing these little shorts. I don't think this is that short, but yeah, man, it's just funny to me. And since I've been out of the game, you got these new people rise to power, like Porter Rock and Dreamcast guy Cookie Face. Like, you already know he gets cooked by Griffin Gaming and Doc Dark and all that good stuff. But even though I'm in the shadows, I'm still peeking into the light, folks. So hopefully YouTube's algorithm will let me get some views again. But that's all I got. The man, the myth, the juggernaut, hit you with that head crush, canceling into that smack, baby. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.